In the prior videos, we learned that disinformation had been used to conceal the truth behind the Norway Spirals. It was actually ISCAT, the European Incoherent Scatter Radar Research Facility. We also exposed ties to HAARP through military contractors. I add a new one to that list today. Electroscientific, a known CIA proprietary, provided management help to ISCAT. Then we showed that the ISCAT technology, like dozens of other ionosphere heater systems around the world, has remarkable similarities to that used in Project Montauk and the Philadelphia experiments, both involving black holes and time travel. We were able to do the same with the notion of holographic projection of images in mid-air in support of the New World Order conspiracy called Project Bluebeam, which is said to be a plan to seek the Antichrist by faking the second coming of Christ. That had been the intended end of what was to be a three-part series. However, a wealth of dramatic new material demands a closer look at the notion of holographic displays. In the final analysis of Part 3, I showed there were multiple sets of 3 ISCAT radar facilities forming straight lines, one of which was aimed in the very direction of the view of eyewitnesses, and another was near perpendicular. This is again much like a holographic laser arrangement might be described. Since there were similar spiral sightings in China and Thailand, I thought it would be wise to compare their situation to Norway. The findings were dramatic, but before I can reveal this startling information, it's important to understand the chance of random locations on the globe forming a straight line is so slight as to be near non-existent. Dispersion pattern studies of UFO sightings by the thousands in South America and in Europe in the 70s had not found any 3 to form a straight line. Here's a simple test you can use to confirm this key point, because much will hinge upon understanding. Use Google Earth to create 20 random dots in the ocean as done here. I had to try 6 times before I got one set to align. First, pick an outside dot and draw connecting lines to all the other dots, seeking to connect any 3. If you have 2 dots close together, you may want to start with those because you'll have better accuracy drawing from them than to them. Work your way around tediously through all the dots until you've connected them all, perhaps coloring any that you find to align. This experiment represents the kind of evolution we should see in the scientific communities around the world. Each facility being established should be set up without any consideration whatsoever for where others before them have located. So if we were to find a lot of alignments well beyond the probabilities afforded by random distribution, especially if across broad time spans and geographic political boundaries, we could presume there's a grand design in play, one someone is not admitting to, a conspiracy. And you are looking at my conspiracy against you. I have placed an extra dot on this screen by finding a place where the lines crossed in quantity. This gave me an extra 9 dot connections. So with the understanding that there should not normally be a lot of natural alignments, let's go back and look at the 3 spirals and see what we can find. If we see a lot of alignments, that will tell us there is a conspiracy involved. Let's revisit ISCAT for a moment. Here at the top you see the white line showing one of the two previously established local alignments between three iSCAT sites, the second one being smaller and hidden by the spiral. But look what happens if I plot for additional facilities outside of the iSCAT arrays. We pick up 5 more global alignments. This should not be possible. And remember, as I pointed out earlier in the series, iSCAT's own people have stated these systems can project themselves well beyond their own hemisphere. What about the China spiral? Remarkably, it's almost an exact replay, with 2 sets of local alignments, one crossing the other. We can't confirm precisely the viewing angle of that event, but one of the alignments aims to sea, and we know that the spiral was seen out to sea. But again, look at what we get globally, a whopping 11 global alignments. 2 of those aim out to sea. And Thailand. There are no local Thai systems, but there is one regional alignment which does point in the direction of the sighting. And there are 6 global alignments in all. Every unusual thing found in Norway is seen to exist in China and in Thailand as well. Here's what they all look like together. Now, doing all the research to find these ionospheric stations was rather difficult. Getting them to form alignments was not. Why? Because they all line up. This simply should not be possible. Not unless you're talking some grand design. 40, 50-year-old conspiracy crossing international boundaries and political barriers. Something dark and satanic. But that's not what should frighten you. We've got 50 more sites and several hundred alignments you haven't even seen yet. Now, here they are, but you're not going to like it. Scary as all this may be, I still have 3 things to show you. Meet Cobra Judy. This is a radar warship fitted with an extra radar after the smokestack, which allows it to play in iSCAT games. It has a friend in the sky. Meet Cosmic. There's actually 6 of these satellites with these dipole antennas like you find on ionospheric heater arrays on the ground. These rotate the Earth every 24 hours, and in that time they can hit this many locations. So no matter where you are on Earth, they can have an alignment aimed at you.